Okay, because 3:56, I was in my gown.
Just so everyone knows, I was in my gown, 3:56. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hi, I'm JoAnna Ross. Welcome to You Only Wear It Once. #YOWO. This is a podcast where I'm wearing my wedding gown, obviously, and my guests are wearing their wedding gowns because this is the most expensive thing, usually, in your closet, and you only wear it once. Now, welcome our guest. Hold on, let me get my readers on. Our guest today, oh my God, I'm so excited. She's a producer, host, and plus-size style expert, producing shows like Oh My God Fashun, Top Chef, Hollywood. I can't read my writing. Amazing. Hollywood Medium.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I was like, I'm going to remember that. You may have seen her featured on shows like Rachael Ray, Hallmark Home and Family, TheRealOprah.com. She's also the owner of the Plus Bus Boutique, where she helps people of all sizes feel amazing in their skin. Please, I am so excited to welcome Marcy Guevara-Prete. Did I say it wrong?
You said it perfect.
Okay, thank you. You're lying.
I am so happy to be here and be in this gown I haven't worn in 9 years.
9 years. Oh, you're already, I mean, that's my first question. So you haven't worn it since?
No.
No.
Not a once. Did not do like one of those like beach shoots where people like dive in the water.
In their gown. Okay, yeah. Well, my first question I ask is always, how do you feel being back in your gown? I mean, this is a very different circumstance. We're casual. We don't have the stress of entertaining our guests and all the plates and everything. So how do you feel?
I feel surprisingly delightful.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you. It's fun. It's fun to try to squeeze into it. It's fun to think about that day. And yeah, it's just actually like, it's a really sweet memory.
I always feel like this dress for me was the best made dress with the corset, just everything about a wedding gown that's like a little bit extra. So like when I put it on, I'm just like, okay, princess walking around I'm like Bombas. I have like Bomba socks on.
I'm barefoot.
Oh, that's even better. What did you wear on
Barefoot bride? Oh, I wore these really cool gladiator sandals because my husband is 2 inches shorter than me.
Yeah, you can't tower over him.
I'm still mourning, but it's okay. He's a good man, and short. And I always say nice goes a lot farther than tall.
Short king.
He's a short king.
He's a short king.
But this is before the short king was like a thing. You know what I mean? Like I was an outlier. I'm a trendsetter.
Duh.
But I definitely tell women that, especially plus size women, but most women, I think American women, or maybe globally, we really just value tallness. We value height.
Well, it's in the profile, right? What is your height?
You want to get married, settle for a short king. I hate to say settle, but.
No, I actually like what you said of just like, he's nice. Settle for someone who treats you really well.
Yeah, rather than someone that's 6'5" and an asshole. Like,
yeah, totally.
He's great.
Yeah, like cool.
5, 4.5, or 3/4 or whatever it is.
I liked a short king once, and I was like, no way, because again, you think height. I want someone. Yeah, I don't know if do we want someone towering over us, or we just want someone taller than us? Who knows?
I definitely love the proportion in a photo. Like my best friend is 6'3", and he is.
Your photos look good.
Super gay. But in a photo, we look like the perfect couple. And I just am like petite. I'm just like a little fairy. I'm just a teeny tiny thing next to him. But yeah, I think we prioritize height, and it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter in bed either.
Yeah, duh. We'll now do a graphic design of what it's like in bed for Marcy. Okay, we'll put that in post. So back to the gown. Do you know how long have you been married, first of all?
I've been married for 9 years.
9 years.
This April, 9 years on Earth Day.
May I ask how old you were when you got married?
I was 31.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not too young and not older.
Yeah, definitely like my full frontal cortex is developed, and that was, I think, a really good thing.
Absolutely.
I definitely feel like a 30-year-old bride is the perfect age.
Yes.
Or thereafter, right? It's like I come from a long line of child brides, I feel like.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Okay. My mom was 19. But
like,
that's
okay,
young.
this is another podcast now.
I
Okay,
know.
child bride.
I'm throwing it at you. But yeah, 9 years in April.
9 years in April, and 30 is that age, like you said, like you've probably been to therapy. No.
Still working on that.
Wait. Still working on trying to find a therapist?
No, going to therapy because I'm trying to write a book. But at 30, I had dated a lot of men. I had sowed oats. I had always had a lot of attention. I have not had a lot of boyfriends. I'm definitely a situationship girly.
Okay.
Or that's, I think, for the plus size woman, for those listening, I am a woman of size. I think that's a common experience. We're hearing more in music now, and that phrase situationship I don't think is only for plus size girls, but I think it's a common plus size experience. And so I have had one fiance prior to my husband. Yeah.
So I've not married before.
No, not married before. Almost. It was like a K9. It was a 90-day fiance situation.
Oh, and that's a good show.
Okay. I mean, I could have been a star.
Yeah. What are you doing wrong in your life that you were on that? Okay.
And then, so I feel like it was a perfect age for me because I knew what was out there, and I felt really confident that
you had enough life experience behind you that I'm making a good decision.
Definitely.
I mean, I think we should dive in a little bit that you had another fiance. How long were you dating for?
We dated for 3 years,
okay.
I think, in total. And my parents loved him. And we were like on a cruise once, and they were like, get married. And like, the captain can marry you. And he was German, and Germans like don't get married for a really long time, or at least his culturally, like in his crew, you might live together for like 10 years before you would even get married.
Okay.
Maybe even have a kid with someone. So he just felt pressured. I think like it was not the right timing. We did get engaged. Okay. He had to go home, the whole thing. It's going to take 6 to 9 months. That's where the whole 90-day fiance came from. It took that long. And it just, I think, was really difficult for him to... I don't know. It's kind of a sad story. No, it's kind of a depressing story. But basically, I think that it was during a hard time in, I don't know, our economy, again, another hard time. But he just could not find a job in Germany. And I think his parents were really like, if you can't find a job in Germany, how are you going to
take care of her?
How are you going to find a job in America?
Right.
And you can't even find a job in your own country.
Got it.
But like, I'm super scrappy, and I'm, have a big network. And I think I'm a dreamer. We're going to do, what do you want to do? We're going to do it.
Right.
So unfortunately, I think he lost sight of that American dream. And he'd been here for a long time. He had worked on he'd student visaed out like for 9 years.
Right, I understand what that means.
So he definitely had, I think, just lost sight. And he's doing great. He stayed in Germany. He has a lovely wife. Thank God she's plus size. That means a lot to me. Aww. And they had a kid, and she follows me on Instagram. And
do you still stay in touch with him?
No,
you just
I just once like saw that she followed me on Instagram, and I was like, okay,
they're stalking you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, of course remember when Sebastian had a famous American
princess.
But no, I mean, I think in college I once had a pastor's wife, which I used to be Christian when I was like a young woman. This one pastor's wife said, I dated 3 guys in college. They all became pastors. They're all amazing husbands, and they all have 3 kids.
Okay.
And she just kind of said, like, I would probably have a really nice life with any of them. And I love my husband so much, and I'm so happy that I did end up with him, but I probably would have had a nice life with this other guy too.
Right.
It just wasn't meant to be at that time. And I had to move on. It was time.
Who broke it off?
Well, he wanted to extend the 90 the
90-day
9
fiancé?
months. The 90-day fiance. Once the visa came through, it's like, now you need to come to America and you have 90 days.
Okay.
And he was like, can we postpone? And I was like, I've already postponed 9 months of my life.
Got it.
And I said, I'll call you when I have something to say. And then I never called him again.
Oh,
I know.
No, it's fine. I actually think you ended up with the right person.
I did. And he did reach out once and was like, I'm coming to America. Like, can we get together? And then he never followed through. So.
Yeah, because you're a princess.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. I had to keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love you're a mover and a shaker.
I'm a mover and a shaker.
That would have taken someone down.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely like a moment. I threw some plates and I moved on. And he's got a great life now, and I have a great life now. So
wow, you got a great attitude. Okay, so back to your dress. Okay, so you get engaged. How many dresses do you think you tried on before you found this one?
Okay, well, I have a whole wedding dress story.
Okay, well, this is the podcast for it.
Okay, so first off, shout out to Della Curva in Tarzana. It is a plus size only boutique.
Okay.
They have plus size
wedding
dresses,
gown or just everything?
Wedding gowns and a little bit of Mother of the Bride maybe, but mostly just wedding gowns.
Oh, wonderful.
And that was my first stop. And I tried on probably.
Wait, hold on. Did you know you wanted to go there, like a Kleinsfeld type thing?
Yes, very much. It's kind of like the place in the plus size world.
Okay.
Like if you know about it, you know that that's where you're gonna go.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Are you rolling up with like an entourage? Like, yes, you are.
Okay, so I didn't do a ton of bridesmaids. I did bring the besties.
Like your friends.
Yeah, I did bring 2 besties and mom, and maybe my aunt came. Ooh. And so we did the whole champagne thing.
Why did we do that? Who made that up?
It's cute.
It is cute.
It's fun. I think shopping should always include champagne.
Well, yeah. My friends from Jersey brought the champagne, and like they were just so excited. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun experience coming out, modeling all the dresses. So there were two. There were 2 that I loved and fell in love with. But I think at that time, and I know we're going to get into budget, but I think at that time, especially where I am now in my fashion journey versus then, the dress did not feel like a huge priority.
The dress in general of just getting married.
The cost.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're going to have steak and I'll wear a discount dress.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The food will be good.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to have food at the wedding, guys. We got to have an open bar. Like, there's things, I can't go to a cash bar. I'm sorry.
I think also, too, and I meant to bring this up at another podcast, but at this point in our lives, you're only 30. At the time I get married, I'm 48. I have heard every bride talk about, or I'm sorry.
I'm just like, you're in your 50s?
I'm 50.
Oh, you look hot.
Thanks.
Okay, so you were 48.
48. And
some might say an older bride. I don't. I think that's a perfect age.
Exactly. But I feel like I've heard so many people complain about weddings at this point. Right? You know,
like at 48 throwing a wedding, you're like, I know all the things I need to do to make it a great night.
Yes, to make everyone happy, because I've been a guest. People have said like, oh, you know who didn't have an open bar, or you know who didn't have food? The food sucked. You've heard everything at this point. So yeah, it is a thing in your head. Like, I need to have these things. And all of a sudden, you know, I think women also were like, okay, we don't need this, but we need that.
100%.
Yeah.
To this day, it haunts me that I didn't get the dress that I wanted. There were 2.
But,
okay. So there was one that I still have like the photo of. I looked so gorgeous in it. It was truly stunning. It was just, I remember maybe it was $3,500, which I know isn't a lot.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
But I get it.
It's not that bad in compared to what we ended up spending for the wedding. But I think because it's one of the first things you go to get, you're kind of like, do I want to blow my wad? Originally, my parents had said my budget was $10,000 for everything. No, for the wedding.
Okay.
Then they realized it was like a new era, like it was the 2000s.
Oh, okay, got it.
I think they had that budget in mind from like
when
1985,
you know.
Mm-hmm. So the 10,000 in my mind is like
just the gown,
not gonna go anywhere. 3,500 would have been like the majority of the budget. Mm-hmm. So we end up doing all these dresses. I'll send you the photos. We try on all these dresses. They're gorgeous. I do not say yes to any dress that day. They were just too expensive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted this dress. I still know her name, Pippin. But I
say that again.
Pippin. It's like from the Worthington, whatever, like one of these like fancy Wallingsworth. What are the names?
So it's a fancy brand.
Fancy brand, and then the style was called Pippin, but I was not body confident enough to wear Pippin.
Can you explain what Pippin means?
It was like more of like a mermaid, but like straight down. So like no prince, like you said, yours like princess. There's like a waist, and then it goes out.
Yeah.
This is like mermaid-ish, but there's definitely like rouging and a lot going on here.
Fit and flare too is like kind of a word for it, or not really.
Yeah, it was like that. It just didn't have any. There was no hiding anything in that dress. And I just wasn't confident enough. And I didn't want to be wearing like the craziest boning of my life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I didn't want to be comfortable, but I definitely knew I wanted to have a good time. And I think that has to come into play. Like, I do not want to be miserable at your wedding.
No, we kind of talked a little bit before about this, but I was trying on gowns that were barely fitting me. Like they were fitting me that day. And I don't know about the next day. And I was like, you know, I come from a dance background where every costume is fitted to a T. I'm constantly, you know, like pulling it tighter, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm in a costume. I want to have fun. I want to be able to move around. So the ones that were like barely zipping up, because like I tried on a lot of gowns. So, you know, and I think I went to, not resale, used gowns.
Okay.
So like, you know, they either fit or were bigger enough to adjust, alter.
Right.
So if they were smaller, you weren't going to do anything about it.
Right.
And when I tried on ones that were just like barely, in my mind, it's psychologically, I went back to those days of like, well, what if I don't fit in this? And I'm going to be like, just like, yeah.
And I think that's already such a stress of like, what are you going to, when you walk into your dress fitting, it's like, how much weight are you going to lose? And that is so real for so many brides that, I mean, I knew for me, like, I was going to definitely eat some brown, rice and chicken, but I wasn't going to be, like, going on some, like, crazy Biggest Loser journey.
Right.
So I remember when we found this dress, we went to this other boutique that my friend had recommended who said she'd been a bridesmaid to another fat bride. And she's like, go to Mariposa.
So
Mariposa in Anaheim.
Okay, so this is, you go to the first one.
Too
you
expensive.
Try on stuff, too expensive.
By the way, Della Curva is not that expensive, and you should go there if you're plus size.
Yes.
And you should get the dress that you want within your means because you will regret it 10 years later.
You know what, though? I feel like maybe we're going to go down there and get you the dress. But anyway, just for no reason whatsoever.
I know, just like my 10-year vow renewal.
Yeah.
No, but then they say you get divorced if you get a vow renewal.
Really?
It's kind of a jinx.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. So
or like vow renewals are for people that like need.
You know what? I actually told another guest, why don't you get a vow renewal? It's 25 years. It's going to be 25 years. She goes, I don't think we really need to. And that's so funny because I'm like, yeah, why don't you go do it? And
right.
She probably knew that and didn't want to say it. She's like, it's a curse. Okay, so how many gowns do you try on at the first place, do you think?
5. They kind of like limit you.
Why? Why are they?
Because it's a lot of work, JoAnna. I own a store, and we need to limit it.
No, okay,
yeah.
Because in my head, it's like they don't think a woman can make a decision, so only 3. And I'm like, I've never tried on a wedding gown. I want to try on all of them.
I waited all this time. Yeah, of course. No, I think it's like out of respect / I'm sure if you're like, I'm dying to try on 10 dresses, they will. But it's kind of like,
well, give me the scoop about why you like. So you own a boutique, and you're like, no, I gotta cut it.
I just feel like it's out of respect. Maybe that's like their time. Like they have a 2-hour window. Like you try so many of them on. And it is kind of that thing about like too many choices.
Right.
It might be that.
I loved every single one that I tried on.
Okay.
Yeah. I was obsessed.
Right. You were like, I want it. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, how am I? But yeah, I got crazy. And I was like, I would wear all of these. I would get married every week if I could. I just love it.
That's how much you love your husband?
No, it's how much I love gowns.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, but I do love him a lot.
Hence why we are sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to wear it again and again.
It.
And hopefully someone will just start sending me gowns.
Yes.
And just like I can wear new ones. But okay, so you go to the new place.
Okay, we go to a second place called Mariposa. Now it's just me and my mom. It's like a Saturday morning. We got an hour.
Different day.
Different experience, different mood, different vibe, no champagne. The girl's like, hi, welcome. And I'm like, okay, great. We're looking for your plus sizes. Oh, yeah, right this way. And they're all on sale today. Plus sizes were on sale, baby. And so we found this on the rack, $800. It fit me. We go across the street to their tailor. It's $800 for the alterations.
That is the craziest shit, by the way, that I've heard from everyone. Their dress was $200. The alterations were $400.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it was just there, and I liked it, and it fit. And I think, it was in my budget. I mean, I don't remember how many I tried on at that place, but it was just like in my budget. Whatever in my mind I had as my number. Like, I don't know why. But I do think there is that thing of when a girlfriend finds it on a rack for $200, you think you're going to have that magical thing. And one of my besties had that experience.
They shouldn't tell you that.
So I think I had a little bit of that in my mind. And again, I think it's like I made the right decision for my wallet at that time. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess I couldn't afford it if I didn't have a card to charge it on or if I just didn't feel compelled. But at the same time now, and by the end of the grand scheme of like the year of planning, we ended up spending 3 times what I thought we were going to spend.
Oh, okay.
Well, so then it would have been 10% of the budget, which would have been buying.
We'll get to that budget. But
a third of the budget would have been a problem.
Was a little bit harder for you to swallow. Yeah. So you put this gown on and you're like, this is it. It fit. It fit, and it was like pretty enough. I feel like it looks, looking at it now, it looks expensive. Like it looks like it's a good gown. What do you call this shape of this one?
Oh, I don't, mermaid. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not super passionate about this gown, but I think it did the trick. It did what I needed it to do.
And it still looks beautiful. You want me to get, this is your veil.
My veil. I did probably invest in my veil. And then my wedding earrings.
Wait. I'll see the earrings are... Wait, so how much you did invest in this?
Probably. Probably. It looks nice and it's so long.
How much for the earrings? Let's go. Let's talk.
My earrings were $500.
What? Where'd you get them?
Some Orange County boutique that thinks that they're so special. I don't know.
Is it like an antique?
It must be. I don't even know.
You know what, girl? Someone told me get diamonds and just be done. And I was like, and I went to Macy's and bought like $700 worth of stuff. Like, and just
to play and see
to
what
play.
would work. Yep.
And I ended up getting diamonds.
Yeah.
On a whim. I literally went in to get my ring, and she's like, try on diamonds. And I was like, no, I don't have that kind of money.
Right.
And I did, and she was like, oh, my God.
And they
your earrings. Yeah, and I bought them. I was like,
gorgeous.
yeah, cool. I fucking need to be amazing.
Are these them?
They are.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're
Thank
beautiful.
you. I appreciate that. I spent way too much. I spent more on this than my gown.
I mean,
holy
these were
shit,
almost,
I just realized that.
I mean, these were a lot. I just remember thinking it's a little splurge. Like, it's a little splurge because I didn't feel like I splurged on my dress.
Yes.
I think my dress was just like a really good decision. I also needed the stress of knowing I had a dress to be gone off my plate. I cannot be worrying about this dress. And I think clothes is just a thing for so many women that
right.
It had to be a checklist done. Complete.
Done. And also too, like, I mean, you said it was 800, did you say?
It was 800,
yeah. That's amazing. And I think most women would just be like, wait, that looks amazing. How did you spend that? Least because it's so expensive.
It is expensive.
And I also think that you were saying that, like, to check it off the list, every time a woman has to get ready for anything, it just becomes like, I got to get a new outfit.
What am I going to wear?
Yeah, and being a bride, you have to be the most beautiful person in the room. All brides are beautiful. And it's like, oh, that is way too much stress for me ever.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. So I think it just felt like the right thing to do in that moment. It was like, it was magical. I mean, it was just like, okay, the plus sizes are on sale. And then
How much was it on sale? Do you remember?
I think, no, I think it was like $1,200 and it was like marked down to $800 or something.
Why are we twinsies? This was $1,200 and she's like, you buy it today, $800.
Great. Sold.
So I was like, okay, because I thought I was only going to wear this gown for 20 minutes and then we were going to go into the ocean and everyone be in bathing suits.
Oh, fun.
But it rained.
Oh.
So I was in it way more.
Different plan.
Plan. And I think, you know, not that I wish I would have spent more, but I also didn't think I'd have it on. So I think it might have been a different decision.
Just changes. Yeah. I think that I wish I had gotten the dress that I really wanted. I think just in the end of it, it's just like I look back at this one photo and I'm like, wow, that was so gorgeous. And also, I wish I'd had the body confidence to order the one that I also wanted. So I don't know. But in the end, it's like... I don't know. It's just like, it was so long ago now. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully now it's whatever.
Yeah.
But I get that then. And so are you talking about two different gowns that you liked? And what were can you tell us the styles of them?
Yes. So one was like...
You're like, yes, I dream about it every night.
No, it's the most beautiful dress. It's like, it was like really tight bodice and it had like this beautiful belt with like all these rhinestones. And then it had almost like a feather or like, you know, like floral, but it feels like feathers on the skirt. It was just gorgeous. I didn't feel like I was a princess though. I didn't want princess.
Oh, okay. So little
really
Marcy,
a princess bride.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Not
what
for
did
me.
little Marcy want? Or like some people are like, I didn't think about being a bride.
Did not think about it.
Did not think about it.
No.
Did you walk into any of these places being like, I know that this will fit me and this is the kind of dress I want, whether it was mermaid, fit and flare, whatever, and then put it on and be like, this is not what I want?
I think the Pippin one that I really wanted, which was it's just very fitted. It's very boho. It's very like just straight down. There's nothing going on here. Your whole body is just like on display.
Okay.
And I just didn't. It just wasn't happening. I do need to adjust my seating.
Okay, let's do it.
Do that really quick. Okay.
Do you want me to pull? Okay, yeah, get it.
Just like that's fine.
Okay. Wait, I really want to pull this out.
Pull it out.
Yeah. I just feel like yes, because I feel like you're yes.
I know I'm fussing.
No. I just want you to be happy. Okay. What are we talking about?
We're talking like dress, trying it on.
Oh yes. So you didn't have. I was saying, like, when I tried on gowns that I was like, this is what I want. And it did not look good. Like,
so what did you have in mind?
Oh, huge princess dress. That's what I wanted. And this is big.
Bigger than this.
Yes, way bigger than that. I wanted like the almost like the tulle going out and like the bodice. But it just looked so not it. I have pictures and it did not look good.
Okay.
Yeah. And my family wanted me in a like straight dress. And I was like, I want the biggest gown.
And that's really important. Like, it doesn't matter like what age you are or like where you're getting married or just wear what you want. Like wear what you want and have the confidence. Like, this is your day. Hopefully you only do it once. Even if you do it 5 times, it's your 5 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So like just
you only get one. Yeah.
But people get caught up in the like, well, you're a 48-year-old bride. You should wear this, or like that's too young, or that's too this. It's like, just wear what you like in general in your life. But
I love that because I had blue nails as well, and it was
I love your nails, by the way.
Thank you. I had like a Tiffany blue, and I called some girl up that I knew that had been a bride. I'm like, can I really wear? Everyone does a French manicure, right? Is that what it's called? French manicure. So that's all I've ever seen, and I'm like, but I want to wear blue nails, and she goes, just do whatever you want. And it's really nice to have those voices in your head because I think again, at this point in our lives, we've heard a lot of stuff. We've seen a lot of stuff and we think we have to do certain things. Did you have any kind of borrowed blue, new?
What was my something blue? I think it might have been my toenails. I think I did like a blue nail like you have.
Okay.
Something borrowed. Can't remember.
Great.
Maybe the combs were borrowed. No, they weren't.
You bought them.
I
feel
know.
like.
No, I don't really remember.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not very sentimental.
Okay, I was gonna say why, because I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm
not that sentimental. Yeah, I'm not that sentimental, but I did all the things.
Okay.
And I loved my nails, and I invested a lot. So like, I had my little earrings.
Yeah.
In my clip-in extensions.
How long were your clip-in extensions?
They weren't that long, but it was just like I got the good ones. I paid like $300, which probably isn't a lot. But for me at that time, it was a lot. And it was like I went to the good hair place and like they matched my hair exactly.
Well, that's the key.
And that was really important to me.
How many clips are we talking?
I mean, we've got layers and layers.
Okay,
they're like layered. There's definitely like at least 8 pieces.
Oh, and how did you wear your hair? Like, I
wore my hair like half up, half down.
Kind of like you have. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Today, tried to emulate it.
I love it. You're like, I'm trying to bring back.
I almost went to like get my hair and makeup done today, and I was just like, but you're not actually getting married, so let's just tone it down.
You know what? I've done a couple of these now where I'm like, my nails are like they're chipping, and I'm like, this couldn't be any less glamorous than the day of like everything. I don't want to say perfect because that ain't a thing, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
it is like my spray tan was on point. My makeup was on point.
Spray tan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I love a tan bride. I mean, I love a tan in general, but
what also looks good next to the white? Let's not kid ourselves.
I was so tan. I looked so great, and I had been like tanning in the bed too. So I really was like, looking.
I haven't tanned in a bed in a long time.
I'm considering it.
What?
Although the sun is already out in LA, so
yeah,
I'm gonna just go outside.
Maybe.
But I love a tan. I love a tan on myself.
You know what? Love it. I think we all look. I hate saying this because we all look a little healthier, but you know what I mean. Because I get really pasty.
Post Cancun glow. Yeah. Oh no, my nails are on point. Everything was on point. I think there's just this effort that you're putting forth that is like, it's special, it's meaningful, and I don't think it's vain. I think it's part of the whole process.
For sure. Again, you're told you're the most beautiful that day, so there's going to be some vanity.
That was
a
high point for me.
I got eyelash extensions, and I was like, I am.
I did the eyelash extensions, but did you leave them on?
Like for
a while, like for 2 weeks or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, I could not deal with them.
What?
Oh my God. By the time we got to Maui, I just pulled them right out. They felt like they were stabbing every inch of my eyeball.
How long did you get that?
It was just like the point. I could feel the little points.
Oh.
But they are worth it. They are worth it.
It is the cheapest thing I bought. That was the craziest thing I bought. Like these, you know, like it was way cheaper. What was like less than $200. And I felt amazing from the moment I left the place till I got on the plane. I mean, I just was like, let's selfie it up. Now that I didn't have to have makeup on.
I'm gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm gorgeous. Look at me. So what else did you do to be the most beautiful bride that day? Like any other crazy things you bought, did, body massages?
I definitely had a trainer during that time, which I've always loved working out with a trainer. It was definitely probably the hardest I've worked in a really long time. Okay. Like recently I was like, when was the last time I went on a diet? Oh yeah, my wedding. But you know, I knew that I wasn't going to lose like a crazy amount of weight. I've literally been on a diet for like 37 years and I've like lost 20 pounds once, you know? So I think I was pretty far along in my like self-acceptance journey and my body positivity journey or whatever. now I would call myself like a full-blown like fat liberationist, but at that time I was very body positive.
Okay.
And I think I knew that I wasn't going to lose a lot of weight, not because I didn't want to. I think just because I knew my body just doesn't do that well.
So you have a trainer
I have a trainer and I was fit. Yeah, I was
Oh,
super
yeah.
fit. I looked great. Like I've always been fat, and I looked really good at that time, and I felt really good.
How many days a week were you working?
Like 3 days a week.
With the trainer?
With the trainer, yeah.
Yeah.
3 days a week, and like getting the lettuce wrap at In-N-Out, just like little changes.
In my head, when you said lettuce wrap, I'm like, around your body? Like,
oh no.
I was like, what?
No, I didn't do any crazy treatments. I was like kind of broke at that time. Like when my husband came into my life, he definitely like pulled me up a bit, like in my stability.
Nice.
And I've always been like this sort of tortured artist.
Yes.
Creative,
You've been on your own doing it.
Yes, on
Sisters
my
doing
own.
it for themselves. Yeah.
Just like trying to do the thing. And so I was definitely not trying to do. I was definitely not in the budget to be doing any crazy like lettuce body wraps. But
because
I was eating lettuce wraps.
Someone will now make up a body lettuce wrap, and you're welcome.
Yeah.
So you don't do that because I feel like this. I mean, money. If I had this is the thing. If I had all the money in the world before I got married, would I have done Botox and all that kind of stuff?
I was like, would I have gotten married?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Good. Yeah.
Totally different life. But yes, what would you do? Yeah.
And I'm so afraid of needles, first of all.
I love me some bow.
Yeah.
Bow. Oh yeah.
I don't even know I'm so
afraid.
Scotia I'm so Scotia boned, whatever. I'm so afraid. And I tried to get rid of something on my face, and I went to my dermatologist. She's like, I don't know what you're even talking about. And I think I definitely spent $400, maybe even more, because I might have done it twice, and it didn't go anywhere. And it just, like, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, after that, I was like, I'm done. Just put on some cover up, or, like, I was like, this is so stupid.
Sure,
like,
only I see it or whatever.
Yes, and I have to accept.
I'm very, like, body autonomy, face autonomy. Just, like, watch out. Be careful. Don't do too much, But I think that people should just do what they feel comfortable with and not feel pressured to do a certain thing or look a certain way. When you walk into that bridal appointment, like, how much weight are you going to lose? It's like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, my husband, like, my boyfriend or whatever likes me the way I am, my fiance.
And by the way, like, what are we even talking about? Like, how would you even, if you were, how would you even know how much weight you're going to lose? That's first of all. Second of all, no one should be speaking to you like that or talking to you about that.
I mean, I think there are girls that know I'm going to lose the most amount max my body will let me. Like, I have one girlfriend, and to this day, and I only say this because she knows, but, like, she, like, survived off bell peppers, and I could not. Like, you couldn't pay me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have tried so hard.
I drink too much. I'm like, no, there's like, I don't even think I stopped drinking to look better. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should look refreshed.
Oh, I've stopped drinking to look better right now.
Oh, well, you look fabulous.
Thank you. But I'm just going to see what happens.
My friend stopped drinking and she looks fabulous too. But I was like, I'm just going to accept
I'm like California sober,
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Are you high right now?
I wish. No. I try to be sober when I like do professional things like
of course. Me too. I can't do stand up.
And then you lose your
train of thought. Yeah.
I literally will go into like a
trance.
And then I'm like back. But no, I will have a gummy after
I would trip on my words.
Oh, and then that a little bit too.
Oh, bubbles break. This is not okay. He's gonna tell you what it is.
So this is provided by Vino Vore, Silver Lake's premier natural wine shop. This is non-alcoholic sparkling rosé. Consider having something other than champagne at your wedding, whether alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Check out Vino Vore.
Cheers. It's actually very hospitable to have non-alcoholic options.
Yes.
It's much more hospitable now. And, I'll be like, oh, we got lemonade. But this is great. And let me taste it first.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if it's great, but I do.
I mean, this is great to have. Thank you.
I didn't even think of that. You're probably right.
No, it's really hospitable. Thank you. And it hits. Like, I remember being at a Christmas party because I'm kind of like, I'm not a mocktails person. Yeah. I'm not a like, what is this? Like, non-alcoholic. But I was at a Christmas party and this girl, it was towards the end of the evening. We were kind of turning it up / toning it down. Those of us that were ready to tone it down. She's like, I have this non-alcoholic champagne. And she brought it out and poured it. And it just totally hit. Like, I was really.
It did the trick.
It did the trick. And you still feel like you're at the party and you're having a great time. And I'm a big fan. This is delicious.
It is delicious.
And actually, there's a Vino Vore right by my shop in Highland Park.
Oh, I didn't know there was. It's really cute. It's very small, really great natural wine selection out here, and she's lovely as well.
I mean, check my work, but I'm pretty sure that she's got two.
Okay, all right.
Okay, entrepreneur.
All right, cheers to that again.
Cheers.
Cheers to being an entrepreneur.
Delish.
I'm gonna now burp. Sorry.
At least it was inside.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
Wait till it's outside. But anyway. Okay, so where are we in the dress journey? Okay, so we got a dress.
We're at the weight and the trainer and the
Mm.
tanning and the nails. Oh my God, yeah, my nails were on point.
What did you get?
I had like a really beautiful, an almond, you know, like the pointy ones.
Ooh.
And then I had to have this like chrome on them that I really wanted. I
don't even understand chrome.
Like it just like makes it like shiny. And
Okay.
They were beautiful. My nails were a highlight for me for sure.
I feel like were pointed nails in at that time?
Probably.
Yeah, because it seems like a very new thing to me, but it's probably
I think they come and go. You know, all the trends, they come and go.
They do. Okay.
What did you do with your nails? You had the Tiffany blue.
Tiffany blue.
Love it.
And what did I get? The ones that stay on
Acrylics?
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Wait, is it
press-ons?
No. I think it's acrylic.
But they were like long?
It was my nail, but the paint wasn't going to come off. What? Oh my God. Thank you. Gel nails.
That's not what you have right now?
No, I have my mom's
polish?
nails. I'm very lucky and they're very strong. if
You
wanna
guys have
feel
a
them.
good nail.
So I got ones that the gels that don't like 3 days later they're not chipping, although they did. But it's okay.
Can't win them all.
That would be the one thing in my wedding. I was like, I had one chip nail. I was like,
Oh, I have a few things.
Okay,
That could have gone better.
say it again.
You mean like things that went wrong?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's it? You had one chip nail and it rained?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really even think about that. But when you said nails, I'm like, oh yeah, it did chip and it really annoyed me. But then you have to just get over it and be like, whatevs.
Right.
Okay, so we're back
Story
down
of my
to,
life.
you know what we were talking about? We were talking about, you said the woman was like, how much weight are you going to lose? And we started talking about like, how is everyone even asking that? And I just wondered, like someone else was saying something else crazy that the woman said.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's going to get a wedding gown is this thing. I do feel like it is a ceremonial thing. Like you said, you brought your friends, you had champagne and all that. I don't understand why they're not on board with like their tone.
If they're listening, and hopefully they will, and I think that this is a really beautiful new podcast that's really exciting, a vodcast actually. It's important for the wedding industry and the professionals within that industry to embrace these sort of like new ideals, because you don't know who's coming in there with an eating disorder or has some sort of like, what if I had just lost 100 pounds? Okay, that is a bad joke, but I would often be like, what if I just told people like I just lost 150 pounds? They would be like, wow, you look great.
Right.
That's anti-fat of me to say. But imagine if I had just lost a bunch of weight, come to this appointment, and they're like, how much are you going to lose?
Yeah.
It's like, just don't ask. You don't have to ask. This person is beloved by a person at this weight, at this body type, at this time in their life. They don't have to change one thing about themselves.
Right. We should be accepting all that.
It just shouldn't even be a part of the conversation. And I think that the person can say it, or like, if you're in there and you're like, oh, I am going to lose 10 pounds or whatever, like that is a reality that we all know kind of is a part of this journey, if for some people. But yeah, I do think that the wedding industry, it's just a dated industry. I think it unfortunately just is kind of like that old world way of thinking, and this idea that you're the most beautiful you're ever going to be on your wedding day, and so therefore you have to be the thinnest you'll ever be, because that is the most beautiful.
Right. Or what are you going to do to be the most beautiful? I mean, your friend ate bell peppers.
That's all she ate.
That's crazy,
I'm
though.
so proud
I mean,
of her.
I love her as well.
I wish that was me. It couldn't be me.
But also, like, I
know. And then it's like, no, I don't, right? Because it's like, it's just not.
I couldn't. Well,
also, you're never going to be that thin again, right? So then it's like, what?
So why did you do it, to have one picture?
Well, I guess. Or like, what does it feel like to then compare for the rest of your life?
Right.
It's like having a baby, right? People always talk about like before the baby, it's kind of like you're never going to be as small you were on your wedding day. And why would you want to be the smallest? Like, why shrink yourself? So.
Right. I'm still obsessed with your friend that just ate a bell pepper, because I just feel like, what is in our brains and what is telling us that like, hey, I should really, really go for it. Like, what is, what in the society, which, by the way, everything?
I mean, our entire society
exactly,
and
everything.
the worth that we place on thinness and the value that people place on thinness, like women in general. Like, I know this is not the focus of the podcast, and yet it is such a focus of the wedding and bridal industry, and the wedding experience is like changing yourself to go and walk down the aisle to marry this person that loves you the way you are. But I think the reality is that our society values thinness to the degree that if you are not striving for that, then something must be wrong with you, right?
Ooh,
like you must not, you've given up.
You don't care about your wedding.
You don't care. You don't care about the most important day of your life. And it's like, I remember I had a friend that came to my wedding whose mother told her she would never be married if she was fat. And I was the first fat bride she'd ever seen. And so it was life-changing for her to see someone that was
how gorgeous, how beautiful,
so gorgeous,
how happy,
voluptuous,
how
chubby,
amazing,
chunky,
how
curvy.
someone loves her, and everyone. I mean, I could keep. I mean,
sure, but it's like this is what our society says: is that you will not find, just like you might not find a husband at 48. It's like you're a spinster, you're this, you're that, you're fat, you're whatever. It's like we don't like women. Our society doesn't like women.
I agree. By the way, we can talk about that.
Not we, but like the society, right, at large, it wants us to be thinner. It wants to keep us hungry, so we can't fight back. Now I'm really now I'm on my soapbox. But I think that if you're a bride and you are listening to this and you are thinking, it's been really hard for me to get to my fitness routine, or I am feeling like I haven't lost enough weight, I think that the important thing to focus on is your partner, how much they love you, how this is going to be your best day ever, no matter what size you are.
Best day. You know what? I would say hopefully it's going to be the best day ever, because I know people probably have a million reasons why they're getting married, and maybe it's not the same for everyone, but I agree with you. It is the best day ever, and none of that matters. And again, obviously I can say very confidently, being, older, being like, why would you do that? But I understand also why you would do that. Yeah. But I hate to think that you meet the guy or the woman that they are marrying you for who you are right then. Not like, hey, I hope you lose weight for our wedding.
Or I hope that thing on your face is gone. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like,
I know he looks at it. No, okay. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm like, I don't even see what you're pointing at.
I can point it out in the mirror for you.
Okay,
anyway.
So... yeah, I think it's that thing that we have about constantly wanting to change ourselves to fit into this mold of what you should look like or you should be, or you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I think it's just a waste of time.
You know what? I agree. That's a good way to say it. It's just a waste of time. Especially like, if you just eat a red pepper, eventually I love you.
Oh my God.
I mean, she's going to hate this.
I know I'm going to have like a whole conversation. Yeah. No, but it really was an act in my mind. I looked at her as like, wow, you are so dedicated. And I'm so impressed. Oh yeah. I mean, hello. Like we all have our eating disorder moments,
girl,
right?
I have,
disordered eating, whatever you want to call it. So from my perspective, looking in at her, it's like, wow, you are dedicated. And she was the thinnest. She got really, really thin. And
and I'm like, wow, you're gonna eat again and not look like that ever again.
That's right. And that's the thing. But I don't think, this was a million years ago, so whatever. And
she doesn't eat red peppers anymore.
I know. It was actually a mix. It was a mix. It was a medley of the tiny
red, yellow, and
they
orange.
come in the little bag.
They came in a bag? They pre-cut them?
No.
Oh,
but it's like the medley, the little medley. But anyways, yes, I think that we just prioritize thinness, weight loss, change, being whatever. Like, do not go get a bunch of Botox and fillers before your wedding. Like I'm glad that you didn't, thinking, oh, well, it's like, this is not the time to do that. This is the time to engage with your natural beauty and enhance what is there.
Ooh, I like that. Enhance what is there.
Yeah. And just like embrace yourself and this moment. And, you'll never be this young again. And I say that all the time because we'll never be this young again.
Right. Right now. We'll never be this young.
We're the youngest we're going to ever be.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say something about that and I totally forgot.
But it's like, what's your dream? Do your podcast, do your thing. Because you know what? Like life just keeps going.
Right. And again, and the wedding, it's a lot, and it's a lot to get married in this, whatever, like did you get married in, whatever. I'm babbling. Where did you get married?
No, I was like, no, you have questions.
I think I was just going to say, we're kind of like, I feel like I'm beating this to death of just like, you're saying, yes, do what you want. And I think that's so important. And it's just like, because at the end of the day, it's you and him and her, him and him, her and her,
them and they,
standing there, hopefully in love,
fingers crossed.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, they're in love, and everything else goes away.
Yeah.
That is it. This whole dress escapade is gone.
Mm-hmm.
You worrying about families is gone. You worrying about, is the steak overdone? Gone. Yeah, I mean,
we got married at one of Orange County's most fabulous restaurants, Orange Hill.
Okay.
It was actually like we weren't even supposed to go there. Like, when the dresses, when they're like, what's your budget? And they don't show you dresses above your budget. This is like venues. Like, you should not look at venues out of your budget.
Oh.
But this is very like where girls in Orange County get married.
Okay.
And
are you from Orange County?
I'm from Buena Park. So that's like right around the corner from Disneyland. And it is like the OC adjacent. You don't see. Yeah, I mean, it's OC, but like it's not like Laguna Beach. Like what you see on television is a very different world.
Okay.
So Orange Hill is sort of like the place that snobby Orange County girls get married. Or like,
mean girls.
Exactly. And we were going to this other venue where I had seen a poppin' wedding. I was like, oh, this place is fun.
Okay.
It was like, but it's on a hill, and like the venue that I really would want is like higher on the hill. So we go.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, we go, and it's called the Orange County Mining Company. Shout out. I feel like they have great parties there. And so we go to Orange County Mining Company, and we're like, this is cool. And then I think I like point up, because my husband is so sweet. He's a simple man. I don't know that he was like on his radar. Like, I feel like he'd been there for like watching sports or something. But so I'm like, oh, Orange Hill is up there and it's so gorgeous, but it's so out of my budget.
Tell me you went.
Oh, he's like, we're going right now. I'm like, no, you have to have an appointment. We can't just like walk in there. I'm very civilized. And he's like, no, we're just going right now. And it's like, once you go up there, then you're like, well, this is where we're getting married. And so we did everything there. They have a beautiful outdoor, which I did not want to do like a church and then a move. And even for my funeral, just do it in one place.
One place.
Go to the ocean, scatter my ashes.
Oh, okay.
Wish me the best. But, don't be moving here and there, and then there's a reception, and then we got to go to the burial site. Because, that is another big event in one's life.
You know what? We'll plan that for you right now. I will send this tape to whoever is left over when you pass away.
My funeral podcast will be out in 2026. But no, like, I just wanted to be in one location. And so this had this gorgeous view, beautiful view. We got married at sunset. Then that turns over into cocktail hour.
Was this a 6:00 wedding?
It was around there. Yeah, it was like
formal? Was it black tie?
No, okay. Not black tie. Actually, one person wore jeans, and I still remember who, and I don't forgive them.
You shouldn't.
This is one of my husband's friends.
I
know. Just like, don't ever wear jeans to a wedding.
Ever,
0%.
Ever.
Even if they tell you.
Yep. Even if they say you will be the
barn.
only one in jeans. You'll be the only one in jeans.
Don't wear jeans. Wear something else. So anyways, yes, it was like, 4 p.m. Sun is setting. It was April. It rained a tiny little bit. We did like the first look, the photos, like first look photos.
Oh, like when he looks at you.
Yeah, like we went to this little park and like did that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
It rained. It started to rain, and then we got in an Uber, and the Uber had died. Like like our like.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Suburban, like our Suburban that we were in, like died.
Oh,
so we had to get another one. And so, anyways, it was like a little bit of like mayhem leading up to getting there. And then my florist was so mad at me the whole time because she thought that she was going to be able to like get in at a certain time at the venue, and the tables aren't ready. And so she was like yelling at me, but I wouldn't answer the phone. She was trying to yell at me.
Got it.
And actually, like, that was one thing. I feel like people need to know that not everything is going to be perfect.
I was going to ask you, is that the big thing that went wrong? Is her or
Florals definitely was wrong. And there was a mixed colored M&Ms. They were supposed to be mint, and they were not. And so they had to be hidden.
Wait.
At my candy table.
Oh, only mint.
Oh, it needed to be like mint and white. Like everything was matching.
Mint.
Yes. Oh. Not brown and pink and yellow and red and orange.
Oh, and you hit them.
Oh yeah, I was like, get those out. Boom. Oh. No one should see those M&Ms ever.
I love it. So you had a scheme of color, and they did not go by the scheme.
Correct. And my candy table also got eaten by my guests so fast. Because I don't know if like there wasn't enough food for cocktail hour. They were so hungry. The candy table, boom. Like it was like.
And that's at the end. Like
no,
yeah.
It was open. So like
all the time.
It wasn't at the end.
Oh, so okay.
I needed
got
to
it.
have a limit on that.
They were probably drinking too much.
They
and
were
needed
just
something.
like eating those cookies. But no, the thing that went the worst was that. Number one, I had made this book with all of these plans and all of these like schemes and all of these things.
This is
Never
like your
gave
lookbook.
it to my coordinator.
Oh.
And so the main thing that she couldn't put 2 and 2 together on was the florals. And so like the right florals didn't get put in the right places for like cocktail hour.
Right. And then the ones that are
naked cocktail tables. I'm like, ew. And then
did you notice?
Yes.
Okay.
I noticed definitely, but it was like wherever they had put those, now you can't remove them because they were like in other places.
Right. They can't be doing like a procession of flowers.
It's what you get is what you pay for. That's just period. If you get the lady that's the cheapest and that can do a good job and the photos were good, that's what you're paying for. You know what I mean? She was fine, and it was like a friend of a friend, and her photos were what I wanted. That boho aesthetic with the eucalyptus. And I wanted all of that like boho vibe.
You had to suffer with the flowers being in the wrong place.
She was a B. She was a capital
She's
B.
a bitch. She was a bitch.
She was yelling. You can't yell at your bride. You just can't. You just.
I thought the bride was supposed to yell at her.
Right. So I had to help her like prioritize because she basically got there and I was like, she's like, I can't put the things on the table and the tables aren't set up yet. And we're talking about minutes here. Like, sorry if you're double booked, but I basically was like, I think you should prioritize the arch, work on the arch.
Right.
While they're setting up the tables.
Like she couldn't pivot.
She wasn't able to pivot. I am a solutions-based producer.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
This is what I do for a living. So I was just like helping her figure out how to like work her day by the time I finally did answer the phone because I think she was like threatening my friend. Like, if you don't put Marcy on the phone, I'm going to leave. So again, you get what you pay for. I'm sure Mindy Weiss doesn't yell at the Kardashians like this. But anyways, it was such a minor thing in the grand scheme. But if we're talking about my wedding, I totally think about it.
Okay. We're talking about the wedding. We're all going to have something that we're
Flowers
like.
Were fucked up.
Flowers fucked up.
And I should have sent more on my bouquet.
Oh, what'd you have?
Don't even remember, but it just like wasn't as like
You're
grand.
Like, oh, okay.
Could have been prettier.
Did you go roses? You don't even know. Do you think it was big or like a tiny?
No, it was like biggish, but I just would have wanted more. Like you got to spend a couple $100 on that thing.
Okay.
You can't spend like 80, you know, or you're going to get 80's worth.
You know what? That's a good piece of advice of like, hey, you get what you pay for. So
you get what you pay for.
If you're going to skimp, like, which is fine.
Know where you're skimping.
Yeah. Good.
And be okay with that. And, you know, we're all on a budget. It's like you don't have to serve filet mignon and have an open bar and like whatever. But what's important to you is important to you.
So what was important to you?
Food.
You and your husband, food.
We're foodies, clearly.
What did you have? Do you remember?
Yes, it was either filet mignon or like salmon.
Okay, you had a choice.
Choose. Yeah, not a surf and
no.
turf.
I would. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
no, I wouldn't want both.
It actually wasn't filet mignon. It's prime rib, and it was like these huge. I mean, the portion was insane.
Okay,
and it's really delicious. This restaurant really is like above and beyond. They also did forget my midnight snack, which really upset me because I wanted that. Like,
what was it?
Who was going to be like, I don't, whatever. It's just like, I like food at a wedding. I feel like it's a part of the celebration. It's like, even if you bring pizzas or like whatever, I think for me, like food is a part of the party and you're either going to starve people out and they're going to leave or they're going to be fun. They're walking out the door with that last little cocktail or that last like piece of pizza on the way out.
Oh, so you're talking like for everyone, like there were supposed to be like grilled cheese sandwiches.
Correct.
And they forgot?
Yes. And like,
that's a big deal.
Them. That was $600 that restaurant didn't make.
What?
But yeah.
You didn't pay. Okay,
yeah, we didn't end up paying for it because they didn't do it.
Right,
so
right,
they didn't
right.
charge for it. But open bar to an extent. Like I think we had like a 2-hour open bar or something.
Okay.
It's got to have something like that, in my opinion.
In my opinion as well.
In my opinion, yeah. Good food.
Yeah.
And
again,
we had a
because we've
cake.
Heard about this our whole lives about that food was kind of bad.
Or they didn't have food at all, or it's just different. I think everybody has different priorities. But for me, definitely, I want to go to a wedding and I want to eat good food and I want to get drunk and I want to have delicious cake and I'm not leaving until the cake comes out.
Ooh, the cake I think is hard because I just think cake. I like cupcakes.
Okay,
so
that's cute.
I think cake.
A little something.
Yeah, no.
Like my husband will try to leave at like 10, and I'm like, "Do you see a cake?
Yeah,
there's no cake here. We're not leaving. Or a cupcake, anything, a sweets table.
Yeah,
I need a reveal. I need something. The cake, the sweets, something like that is cute.
Because I think like the cake I want is like either a carrot cake or a chocolate cake, and most of them are yellow with like strawberries, and I hate it.
Okay,
I don't like that.
What did you have?
Cupcakes.
Okay. And all different kinds? Like, did you have carrot cake cupcakes?
No. I don't know.
Maybe. They were vanilla with strawberry.
Yeah, I definitely had chocolate. Probably vanilla with chocolate. Maybe I think I did want a carrot. I don't know.
Right. They were like, we don't do carrot cake cupcakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, you should.
Dan, do you remember?
I had
Great.
Okay.
Kathy, do you remember?
I remember I had a chocolate one. It was really good.
I was just going to say, you have a wedding attendee in the room.
Yeah,
It's
I have
pretty cool.
two.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I do. And do you know that Kathy also sang at my wedding?
I didn't know that.
We didn't really. Well, I mean, I'm gonna make her do it, right? But I didn't really think about it.
Sure.
And then we ended up like our wedding song that she sang, and
So
it's not really we didn't have a wedding song, but now it is.
Oh, I had good entertainment.
Oh, what'd you
I
have?
had a live band and a DJ.
Wait a minute. So you don't think that was important as well?
Oh, yeah, it was important.
Okay.
Really important.
Yes.
And
both. Ooh, that's balls.
gotta have both.
Yeah, that is baller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was important to me. Photo booth,
Oh shit. Okay, so what came first? The band, or did they swap on and off?
Oh, so the band played when I walked down the aisle and so they did like a whole like, noodling or whatever, like just little music.
Some little strings,
some strings. It was just two guys. So they were actually like, they're really, really good and they're really affordable. Well, I guess, compared to like, I would have wanted, of course, like a 12-piece band.
Yeah, well,
not gonna happen.
Yeah, horn section.
But yeah, of course. No, I have been to weddings like that though. Oh.
But yeah.
I've been to some really nice weddings. They're not married anymore, those people that I'm thinking of.
See,
but
well,
they had a great
they're
band.
don't get a 12-piece band. You will get divorced.
I also love like a pre-ceremony cocktail or welcome drink. Like I think you need a lemonade.
Yeah.
You need a little something.
Yeah.
Like that's important to me.
I think because we're all waiting. Right?
Yeah, it's just like it gives
Yeah.
the vibe of like, where are we going? Where is this party going? It's going to be a party. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
But yes, they played my song Coming Down the Aisle.
Which was?
I know it. It's like this one song.
Hum it out. Give me a word. Give me a word.
James Blake.
I was like,
James Blake. It was a James Blake song. No, it was like, I don't know, like salt and pepper or something. I don't know. Like,
Okay,
the
great.
Salt to my pepper, the peanut butter to my jelly. I'm bad. I told you I'm not
I do not
sentimental.
think that's what the song was. I do not think the
lyrics. It was very
lyrics.
nice. It was like you.
I don't think this
like
lyric salt to my pepper.
I know. It was something like
but
that.
now
You're the
someone else
peas
can
to
take
my
those lyrics.
carrots. Yeah, it was lovely. And then we walked out to, I don't really remember either.
Do you have a wedding song?
We walked into Black Betty as a couple.
Okay.
Because that's my husband's like, it's like Black Betty.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
what he
Rager.
wanted, and his first wife didn't let it happen, but his best wife did.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, sorry.
Only best wife.
Oh yeah, he's been married before, but by the way, I won. 1,000%. I'm like, I can't believe you would divorce this guy, but he was for me.
I love that. You picked it up. You picked it up.
Yeah, so music was super fun, and then they played amazing like Latin music, and then we had a DJ. It was definitely a party. It was definitely a really, really fun time, and I really want to just say thank you to my parents for paying for it, because they really did like.
Ooh.
Once we got it going, like once my mom was like, "Oh, we have to have it at Orange Hill," like.
Oh, okay.
Then everything changed. You know.
Can you tell us the whole number, like of what you're waiting?
I've been thinking about it because I was like, how much
adding up?
In the end, I think we spent like 35,000.
Okay, that's not bad.
Crazy, but like I think for our family, it was definitely a lot.
Please, no.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah,
but I was like, okay, there's a crazier number out there.
There's so many crazy numbers, and I think recently I saw someone post a young bride saying they were going to spend 15,000. That was their budget, and they were really going to stick to it. And I thought, best of luck. I really did. Because $15,000 in 2025 is just not going as far.
I feel like I'm from New York, and we've been hearing about some really cool things that are happening with brides, and they're just doing different stuff. They're not doing the full grand wedding.
They're also not giving food. No, I'm just kidding. Right. People are doing different things.
You know what? One only had food for 40, and the rest was the party. And more people came in.
Great.
So it was still food, but not for everyone. And that, I mean,
do what works for you.
Yeah.
Also, like, not everybody wants to have a wedding anymore. I feel like the
for
rise
sure.
of the City Hall wedding is really like big. And
it's so fun to walk by City Hall and see all those brides.
We definitely spent the majority on the restaurant. And what I loved about the restaurant, I think it was like $20,000 all in for like about 150 people.
Amazing.
And that included
150?
Oh, it was packed. And we were like wall to wall. It was 150 it was $20,000, so it was about 100 a head ish.
Okay.
I don't know if that math is mathing, but something like that. And then the cake cutting and this and that. It included my cake. it included the rentals, like the tables and
and
chairs.
yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think linens within like their color scheme that they have or whatever. The venue, because that's what I didn't know. There's so many amazing venues out there, but it's like
Sure.
just to walk in. I'm sure like Cipriani is probably like
Yeah.
$30,000 to $50,000.
And that's not even
Doesn't
ahead
include
yet.
shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, nothing.
So like I knew that I needed it to be like all inclusive to really be able to afford anything.
Okay.
And then my husband pitched in a little, and then like I said, I was super broke, but I probably charged like $5,000 or something, you know, and he charged $8,000, and
Okay.
then my parents paid for the rest. And
That's amazing.
yeah, it was super
I
generous.
mean, you're so lucky. I mean, I feel like, you know, some people don't get to have like, you know, parents like pay, like, you know, and some people pay for it themselves, which is amazing. So really, I think weddings now, especially now when everything probably is so expensive, people are finding different ways.
Absolutely.
And I'm here for all of them. I'm like,
and it's all about disruption. Like we're saying, disrupt the way you look at your bridal body, disrupt what it is to have a wedding and what it looks like and who it's for. And like, who are you having the party for? And for some people, like very much for me, the party was for my parents.
Oh, okay. So you had
know?
150, like, okay. So you said more for your parents because they paid or just because
I just
family?
think my mom has always dreamt of that white wedding moment for me. It's like, I've done my job here.
Right.
Off she goes, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So. Got it. Oh, I love that though. Yeah. And again, you know, if they get to do it, I'm sure or your parents loved paying for it. Or maybe not.
I think they're happy that I got married to a nice person and I didn't live in their home anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went from home to bride?
I did.
What? Okay. All right.
That's another day.
It's another day. So we have to wrap up really soon, and I have 2 questions I would like to ask everybody. So, although I feel like we stopped so early, and we have like 2 more hours worth of stuff.
Oh my God!
But you know what? We get to what we get to.
Yeah,
right, you're getting ready for these questions.
I know.
Yeah, primp and pride. Yeah. Oh, your veil is gorgeous.
I just thank you, darling.
Wear it every day. That's the other thing too. I just wanted to wear the veil all the time. It hides so much. Okay. What is there anything, if anything, what would you change about your wedding?
I would have given that booklet to that coordinator. I think not having bridesmaids.
Did you have bridesmaids? We didn't even get to
I had one maid of honor.
Okay.
And he had one best man.
Okay.
I had been to so many weddings. I'd been in so many weddings. I was like, I cannot have 10 bridesmaids.
Got it.
And it was either going to be like 1 or 10
I get
for
it.
me. It was just that thing. A lot of my girlfriends were already married, blah, blah, blah. But I think that I could have been like, you are in charge of getting this book.
If you had a bridesmaid.
If I had a couple more. Because my maid of honor was like focused on me and like my train and my hair and this and that. So I think just making sure that like whatever's really important to you, like whatever your 3 things of like on the day, I need to make sure my M&Ms match and my flowers are in the right place, whatever it is, like assign someone, even if they're not a bridesmaid, to that duty. Like, Aunt Kathy, can you please just make sure that this little booklet gets to the coordinator?
Is Aunt Kathy trustworthy?
Yeah, okay, we gotta have that. Okay. And I just, there's nothing really else I would change.
Okay, booklet to the coordinator.
Booklet to the coordinator, yeah, and then like obviously the florist lady, but that all had to do with each other. So.
Right, okay, and then what piece of advice would you give to anyone that's about to be a bride, is engaged, listening right now? What would you tell them?
I feel like what we've said a couple of times just in the last hour is like, try to listen to the still small voice in your own mind and heart and head and get really clear on like what it is that you want and you prioritize and, you know, like envision that day and like that vibe of what you're saying of like it's all gonna melt away and hopefully you're just really happy to be across from this partner,
right?
This person
Fingers
that you're
crossed.
choosing, right? Yeah. And so just try to like shed the expectation or these ideals that we have, these movie moments, you know, all of that, and just kind of like really whittle it down to what's important to you. Spend the money where you want, not where other people are saying you should. Oh my God, what are you gonna, you know, what are they gonna think this or that?
I think that's really important to say because really you're not a bride till you're a bride. You don't get to practice being a bride. You don't get all you do is see television and what you've already experienced, which is not being a bride, but being the guest. Right. So you're seeing things from such a different lens. Like, why'd you do that? You know, like you have no idea, but now you're like, I think I might know why they did that. Yeah. You know, I love that you said get quiet. There are so many voices in your head that are like, why are you doing this? Or you should do that. Or you should really try to please all your guests. And you're like, that's not going to happen. And I don't think anyone really gets that till you really get there. And okay, well, Marcy, it was, first of all, so great to meet you. You've been an amazing, lovely guest. And thank you for sharing all the stuff you have. And you look amazing. I feel like we should go out on the town in our gowns.
Oh, we would cause a ruckus, that's for sure.
I mean, we're going to cause a
Thank
ruckus.
you for doing this. Thank you for doing this podcast. I think it is so funny. This is literally the second time I've ever worn this dress. So
I love it.
You only wear it once unless you come on this podcast.
Yeah, yo-wo. All right.
Yo-wo.
Yo-wo.
And
Hashtag
just
yo-wo.
appreciate you.
Oh,
all
please.
of the success, all of the virality, and I just hope that brides listening to this, or guests, or friends, or whoever it is, bridal experts and industry experts, really listen, and just take it in and enjoy.
Yeah, let's change this world.
Hell yeah.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Cheers.
Cheers.
I put this down. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
It's so good.
Yeah. Cheers, Marcy. Okay, that's it.
Oh, and my